BBC Radio Somerset.
Simon Parkin.
Radio Somerset.
Make a difference.
10:41. Now, anyone who has ever had a dog will know that it's quite a sociable experience. Everyone chats on a dog walk. And since 2018, Dani Moulton has been running pack walks in Cheddar to bring together owners and their pets. But on Monday, the 1st of November, that's next Monday, Dani is hosting a special pack walk in Cheddar. It's a bit different, this one. It's going to be a women's only walk, and it's to raise awareness around the issues of women's safety. Dani is with us. Good morning.
Morning, Simon. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's an absolute pleasure. And what a lovely thing that you are doing. And you were inspired to do it because, well, there's been some horrible news stories recently, and it was primarily the story of Sarah Everard that inspired you to want to do this.
Yeah, so I grew up in London. I grew up in those areas, but I moved to Somerset 3 years ago. And a lot of the time, down here, I feel very safe. In London, I experience sexual harassment almost on a weekly basis and haven't really thought about it since being in Somerset. But it was only a few weeks ago, my husband at 8-9 o'clock at night decided to take the dogs out for a walk. And I realised he puts his head torch on, he puts the light up collars on, and he goes on walks that I would never even consider doing in the evening by myself. And I thought, if I feel like this, how many other women across Somerset and in my local village of Cheddar would feel exactly the same way? And whilst I might not be able to change the world, I wanted to start doing something for our local community to bring us women together to have these conversations, but also set up, a network of walking buddies as the clocks change at the end of this week.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? Because you could say, well, just don't go out for a walk when it's late and dark, but late and dark gets earlier and earlier as from this weekend.
Yeah, and life doesn't happen like that. Unfortunately, we all have a lot of commitments and our dogs need to still be walked. And some women, whether they're in single households or, they're organising their worlds at the moment, that walk sometimes has to be in the dark. So if we can have friends that we can go with or other women from our community, that also keeps us safer. But I wanted to have somewhere where we can really kind of kick off the conversation to say, what are we doing in Somerset to support preventing violence against women and girls in our local community.
It's nice the dog is agreeing with you as well in the background there. You've started the pack walks, like we say, in 2018. And primarily, I guess it was a thought that you would be able to get a social thing going with both the owners and their dogs. Has it led to little splinter groups of people just meeting up in twos and threes? And again, the safety in numbers thing.
Yeah, it's been brilliant to see that response, actually, and new friendship groups that have been formed from it. I like seeing that some of our PAT members have even gone on holiday together or built new relationships with people that they've met on a pack walk.
Oh, that's brilliant. So the pack walks, when we last spoke to you, which was a little while ago now, was you obviously had to put them on hold during the initial stages of the pandemic. How have they been going since the world opened up again? And have you spotted that appetite for us to be a bit more together?
Oh, it's been absolutely fantastic. We're back up to about 30 people, 35 dogs on each walk. Everyone is so supportive of each other. And dogs have struggled in the pandemic, not being able to socialise as well. A lot of the time we've been working with lots of cases on dog aggression and things like that, where dogs are just scared of each other because they haven't had that experience. And the pack walks are great because they're completely open to reactive dogs as well. So if you're struggling, you're more than welcome to come along and be around open-minded people that aren't going to make you feel bad for where your dog is on their training journey. And the other side of it is it's just bringing people together that can share these stories.
Interesting you mentioned there about dogs on the training journey, because one of the big news stories that we're still, being filtered down to us is that there was an increase in pet ownership through the lockdowns, and dogs have had a bit of a tough time of it because they got us 24/7 to begin with, and then the world's gone back to normal. People are spending less time at home and therefore less time with their new pets.
And completely. And if you look at, so even just Dogs Friends, who are our local rescue centre here near Cheddar, 2 weeks ago, they had 27 dogs handed in on one day. that were being given up, whether that was because they're puppies that were bought during the pandemic and now they're adults, people can't handle them, or where there's been busts on puppy farms and we've had, some of the breeding bitches come in. They are absolutely inundated, which is why, I've said, whilst these pack walks are free to join, it would be amazing if people could bring along a donation for Dogs Friends, whether that's an old blanket, an old enrichment toy that your dog's now bored of, or they're really desperate for some meat and some food that can support the high quality kibble that they're giving at the moment. But they are just being flooded with dogs being surrendered at the moment, unfortunately.
Well, it's lovely that the normal dog walks are continuing, but let's focus again on this special one. It's Monday night, 1st of November, and you don't even have to have a dog to take part, Dani.
No, it's more about raising that awareness around violence against women and girls. If you look at the Avon and Somerset police report from 2020 and 2021, they're saying that there's been 1,382 reports of rape within Avon and Somerset, and only 0.2% of those cases end up with a suspect charged or summoned. For me, how can women look at those statistics and feel supported and feel like there would ever be justice, let alone what's the point in reporting it in the first place? We are getting so many mixed messages, and whilst I appreciate that Avon and Somerset police are doing everything they can and they're introducing their officer verification process, for me, I just don't know whether our community and our government are going far enough to protect her.
Sadly, we haven't got anyone from the police or the government to come on and give us their side of this. But like you say, it's important that you have taken ownership of your thoughts and your feelings and you're doing something positive about it. So Monday, 1st of November, where do we need to be? What time is it?
So it starts at 6 p.m. on the first month, as you said, Monday, 1st of November, and we are meeting outside the Bath Arms Hotel in Cheddar. And the wonderful landlady there says that she's going to put the lights on and we're all open to wait outside in a group together under the street lights and staying safe. Well,
good luck with it, and thank you ever so much for coming on and telling us about it. Thank you, Dani.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, just remind us where we can find out more. That's the thing I nearly forgot there. What's your website?
Yes, so my website is dbddogs.com. So that's DBD standing for danisbalancedogs.com. And you can find all information about my pack walks, which of course I give free training advice for. And you'll find all the information about me and my local training business as well.
Dani, thanks for coming on.
BBC Radio Somerset.
Make a difference.